Hey, how's it going? Just Moz Plz. Super quick video today. Tier 6 Jervis, British destroyer, and why you should play it. Seriously, the ship is pretty good at everything for the most part. It's the definition of a jack of all trades. I've been playing a lot of destroyers lately, and at Tier 6, I think this is definitely my favorite. Traverse speed, rudder shift, concealment, hull upgrade, targeting systems, although for the gameplay I do not believe I had the targeting system upgrade. I think I just got it. Camo, got a permanent one, but it's only 0.5 of detectability and dispersion. We are running VN. We do get dispersion. We got Bay and Giuseppe Fulgosi. Quick fix, look at me now, perceptive, sidestep, and unstoppable is the build. So we don't have the best concealment. Gonna have to rely on these 6 short smokes, but the dispersion effect helps us a little bit when we do get spotted. So a little bit different. I don't necessarily have like a one game I want to talk about, but I'm just gonna do like a brief overview on why I think this destroyer is definitely worth playing if you are looking to find the right destroyer line. And basically, it, like I said a second ago, it's pretty good at everything. Its gun handling is great at short range. You got the double mounts. 2 of those turrets, the back and the center one, are 360. You could easily, like 90% of the time, have 2/3 of your firepower on whatever target you needed to be on, and even then, it's not difficult to get all your turrets to bear on somebody. Even if you're left and right really quickly, the turret traverse speed is super helpful. We get picked up on radar in that clip right there, and the dispersion helps us out a lot. We're taking a lot of salvos, and despite the modules being crippled, we actually only take like 3,000 damage, so pretty good. As far as some of the utility the ship brings, again, you have the short range smokes. They don't last long. Really would only recommend using them to kind of break contact. You do get the sonar. Good duration on that. Not quite as fantastic of range as the German destroyers get, but as far as like confidently pushing smokes and dodging torps, that will definitely help a bunch. Portuguero torpedo boat definitely could not handle what we were bringing to him. And yeah, like I said, it's in my opinion probably the most balanced destroyer line. Jack of all trades. I mean, the real weaknesses here are basically the firing arcs and firing angles on the torpedoes, and the gun's shell velocity at long range. You get good firing, fire setting chance. You have everything you need to be the destroyer your team needs you to be. It's fully capable of hunting down destroyers, fully capable of pushing in objectives to cap. It's great. It's great. And again, you have two-thirds of your firepower is on the front of the ship, so you can be aggressive, make yourself a smaller target, and that's definitely always nice. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there are some other weaknesses with the ship. I mean, there's next to no AA on the ship. Like I said, long range, it gets outmatched by the Soviets, it gets outmatched by the Germans, it gets outmatched by Americans, but close range, about the 5 kilometer, 7 kilometer mark, where you want to keep people at, and you will absolutely punish destroyers. I mean, you can see this enemy Jervis behind these rocks at 9 kilometers. I couldn't hit him if my life depended on it. But Udachi 4 kilometers away, it's a different story. Completely different story. And although we don't kill this guy here, I don't think. He ended up being the last person alive. He was in one of the corners of the map. Just basically the only reason that dude existed after this encounter with him was to keep the game going, to make it miserable for everybody else, which is one of my favorite things that destroyers do. Smokes, like I said, use them to disengage, reposition, get a better spot on maybe a salvo of torps like this. Here you can see the absolutely horrible torp angles, but again, they're torps. If you know how to basically point them in the direction the game is telling you and judge a little bit beyond that, you are fully capable of doing crazy damage to enemy battleships, enemy cruisers, so on and so forth. So yeah, this game, we had 4 destroyers, double up on B. I knew we'd have 3 destroyers. Glad I went to B. I'm divisioned up with Huncho Joseph. He's coming to B with me. Basically, Benham is pretty much already dead. Pop sonar, push smoke. We'll see Torps. We'll find him. And we can easily take the B cap. And then we can kind of turn our attention to any other destroyers that come to the objective, and we can work on getting rid of these other battleships. To be honest, that was a really disappointing salvo. That should have been a one-shot, but oh well, he's dead. He gets the torps off, we spot him, and then we can kind of post up in the smoke that he generously laid out for us. Throw some torps at this New Mexico. It doesn't really matter that the firing angles are poor if he can't see us and he's moving as slow as he is. I guess he tries to get out of the way, but, you know, too little too late. And again, at this range, the guns just feel phenomenal. Fairly quick reload. You're hitting superstructure, you're starting fires. It's pretty reliable. Shattering few of them, but for the most part, reliably doing damage. Nagato pushes right on in as well. SSDD, same thing again, except in this case, this guy was a little bit more cognizant of the torpedo threat, and I don't end up landing any of these torps. But we're already up to 57,000 damage, and counting, because he's on fire. And the guy is really just tunnel visioned on Huncho Joe over here. So even when we're not detected, or I'm sorry, even when we're not concealed, he doesn't really make any effort to shoot at me. I probably would have turned towards Joe and shot me first, trying to angle that armor, and worst case ram if you have that little health. But again, doesn't go down that way and we take him out. Now Perceptive, not quite as good as Twist and Track, but still lets you kind of pick up on enemy positions, and we know that there's a destroyer over in B. The only other destroyer left on their team is an Akatsuki, Itachi, Uchiha. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna find him, we're gonna kill him. Now the problem here is Huncho Joe wasn't aware of this. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that's my fault, but it might have been my fault. Oh well. Destroyer shooting HE, which for one of the Japanese torp boats, if it's doing that, it likely either has already shot torps, which is the case here, or it doesn't have them. Joey catches that one right in the face, and now we can go avenge our buddy. 67,390, 1 flood, 3 torps, 3 kills, 4 fires, 1 cap. We're about to cap the same objective again. There he is, and the difference in our guns is quite evident. Shouldn't have even shot torps here. I probably should have used them for the next target, but we're reliably just chunking him big time. I don't know what skill or what commander he's using to have 3 bars of health, but Dunzo for him. Last guy coming to B is the Galissoniere. I shoot once I'm sure that I'll cap if he hits me or not. Start a fire, take the cap. Dispersion, pretty phenomenal on my end. He only hits me for like 600, 700 damage. Actually, that's not true. That's bad math. He hits me for very little damage regardless, and we just keep showering the HE on him. Pick up the high caliber. He disables the torps, but I wasn't even going to use them anyway because I just shot them. And I, being stupid, switched to AP to try to Citadel him. And a combination of that decision making plus my absolute clown of a teammate, Andrea Doria, keeps me from getting this Kraken. Pretty upsetting, but it happens, and we win. So I guess can't complain too much. yeah, like I said, I definitely feel like I win more often than not in this ship. It's balanced. It's pretty good at every aspect of being a destroyer. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with me or if you think there's something better at tier 6. I'm sure there probably is. Feel free to like and subscribe. I definitely appreciate you doing that and just checking out the video in general. That's all for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.